Okay, back with episode 9 of Beast Tamer. In the last episode, uh, well, they saw the other. Well, they didn't see the other Beast Tamer, but they suspected that there is another Beast Tamer in this cave, helping whoever they're working with or working for, whatever, steal whatever ores. So the mithril ores, and they're trying to get mithril ores for the dwarf blacksmith, and that way he will, you know, have a supply of that. And they get. I don't know if it's just for the main dude, but or if all of them will get some sort of like weapon armor set. It'd be cool if they all did. Not sure. It's a pretty penny right there, that's for sure. But yeah, they also went through the guild for official channels. I guess that way it's sanctioned and they face no legal problems, because maybe you need a contract to actually do that there. Reminds me of the treasure hoarders from Genshin. I don't know why. It's like, dude, just minding our own business. Just trying to hit it rich, Indiana Jonesing it. Anyways, jump into this episode. Oh, they probably do. They had the bird circling before. The hell? A bird is just flying like it just smoked like some crack or something. Yeah, I really like the intro song. Like, the dude who sings this sings it really well, but also it's interesting because even though it depicts fighting scenes, it has like this softness to it. Anyways, on with the episode. Beast Tamer versus Beast Tamer. Hmm. Oh, they're attacking long. There's only one way to really enter, I guess. Yo, they're so surprised. So they're like, yo, we're just gonna kill them. The power of head pats. Wait, what the? What the bondage? Like, what the heck was that? I like Tanya. Like, she breathes fire ash while she's talking. I swear she was talking at the same time. Damn. Damn, no contest. They gave it a dramatic build up at the end of last episode, and they beat them in like 5-10 seconds. The hell? How much steroids did he pump into his dog? I mean, to be honest, it's not that impressive because Rain is with like how many ultimate species, which are probably what, A or S rank. He's gonna destroy the place. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have to dodge it. I'm pretty sure he could just tank that. I'm surprised that dude's still up, actually, though, after taking a hit from Rain. Like how when Kanata goes to smile, like her mouth changes to like the cat-like one. It's cute. Hmm. Where'd they get the rope from? I wonder if you knock him out. If well, probably not. Hmm. Again, I don't know why he's dodging. I'm sure he could just tank it. Yeah, might have to hurt him a little. I think Kanata would have to hurt him a little. Is he going to use his Beast Tamer abilities or his acquired ones? Harem power go. Harem power! Oh, he's using his Beast Tamer thing. Oh, damn. Damn. It's like, but I'm the main character. Bro, what do you mean he can't just do that? You were just trying to kill him. Okay, just tell Kanade to knock him out. What's she doing? Is she having tea time? Took out the behemoth? I guess he didn't want to take it out. Uh, if it wasn't necessary. He didn't want to, like, I guess even for monsters, he doesn't want to hurt something if it's not necessary. I guess he sees like a glimmer of hope. I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, that's why. Well, I understand he ripped them off bad. Actually, he finally admitted his fault. I understand why the people went to rob it then to deprive him of crafting because he ripped them all off like badly. That dwarf is off though. His eyes are dead looking. Well, at least he learned. I guess they learned something too. I don't know why Kanade didn't just knock that dude out. But the thing is with the fairies, dragons like Tanya and the Nekores like Kanade. I'll talk about this at the end of the episode. Never mind. Otherwise I'll ramble and I'll miss some stuff. But yeah. I wonder what he asked. I'm thinking he asked for armor and weapons for the girls. Oh, I like the clouds, how they did them. Mm. That is true. Mm. Well, he has to respect their decision. They said, sorry, you don't meet our requirements. And he started arguing. But it's like, well, they put out hiring. Actually. Probably a number of others. Well, actually. Yeah, that's what she's thinking. She's like, this is delaying our journey. Because he's being so uptight about it. Because he's comparing them to rain. It seems like some of the characters in his party have been humbled since Wayne left. It kind of shook things up for them. Like I've said before, this show is very clear cut in the character tropes. It's very simple with it, which is not a bad thing, right? And it's not bad because there is development. There is some good character development. So simple, straightforward character tropes aren't always bad. That doesn't look good. Yeah, I know. I knew he was going to try to do that. Because he couldn't let it go. It was foreshadowed. But not like subtly. It was very blatant. He's going to try to get revenge on them. Oh, damn. Wait, taming a monster is a crime? The Neko race and stuff are different though. I'll talk about that. I wanted to earlier. I'll talk about that at the end of the episode. I swear this show, at the end of every episode, is the episode. This is the one show I talk the most about after every episode. I have the most to say. Hot dogs. Hot dogo. Damn, yo. Leveling up my Japanese. With English. They're like, we've never heard these words. I like the little scenes in the show too. Like that tree with the light beaming down was pretty nice. What the heck? It's like, oh no, I ate all my food. What do I do now? What are they doing? Oh, my mind thought of something weird. Yeah. Well, they have magic power too, but different from Tanya's. Theirs is like a specialized type of magic. Tanya's is more like, yo, they're like, what? Damn. I wonder. But they'll have to teach him. Tanya had to teach him about the fireball and stuff, right? I think they have to teach him it. I think he now has the ability to use it, but he doesn't know any of it. The why? I don't think they're stronger than the fairies. I think the fairy girls would screw them up. I wonder what would happen if they like learned, if they trained to get stronger physically. Probably no point. Their magic is so strong, but just so another thing doesn't happen with that Black Knight or something else. That makes sense. I don't think so. Trusted them more with what? That wrong was on them, not on you. You walked away from a toxic situation in toxic relationships with them. But it is very interesting too, seeing like the Yusha, at least his party, while he's become more arrogant. Uh, the other members in his party, I don't know their names. They've they've been humbled, right? They're better people than before. I was trying to think out a word. I'm not sure. But they're not as abrasive and stuff. Ooh. And who are you? Wait, what? Okay. A lot of from the way the people reacted after seeing that dude, seemed very off put by him. So next episode, Darkness and Horizon. Yeah, they seemed very off put by him. So I'm assuming that he's known to kind of flex and flaunt his power. And especially in not so good ways. I mean, I don't know if there's a good way to be able to flex power. I mean, I guess you could do it in a way that promotes good things. But he kind of just flexes it to flex himself. But yeah, that's just that dude. I'm assuming is just gonna fulfill the purpose of obviously bringing the twin girls closer to Rain, and then also him probably tied into him having something to do with their magic. Or actually, now that I think about it, the how many members are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Harem member number 5 has not come into play yet. So maybe this is tied into that. Maybe. I'm trying to think of like a backstory and stuff, but I won't go too much into that because that'll probably drag on for a bit. And just see it in the next episode anyways, right? So, I like the episode. It was dealt with pretty quick. I don't think they're really going to face any obstacles, to be honest. I mean, maybe they will eventually. I assume they will eventually, like a serious obstacle, but for now, nothing in sight. I see the U shop just becoming evil. I feel like he's gonna like no longer be that. So yeah, reminds me of Anakin Skywalker a bit. Actually, Star Wars. Not like there's not too much in terms of similarities, but it reminds me a bit. So I don't know why anyone thinks of that comparison I'm making, but in the sense of like Like Anakin did fulfill the prophecy or whatever there, but for the Yusha, it seems like he's more turning away from it, but in a similar. Well, actually, for Anakin, it was quite different. But just therefore, in the act, ignoring the reasons why, but because of the just in the act itself of turning away from their heroic, prophetic, prophesized deeds, it reminds me. Of course, we don't have a backstory on the Yusha. I do think there might be a little bit of one in the future, but he is a side character. But I imagine because it seems like he might go more of an antagonist route. But yeah. Anyways, I also wanted to comment earlier. So like about what was it? So that Minotaur thing or the steroid dog, whatever, and how the not lunch lady, the office lady, secretary lady, the receptionist, how the receptionist mentioned how it's illegal to tame monsters. Like, I noticed it with the beast there, and it's quite interesting actually, because some of the monsters are very different, and it's not per se according to power level. The power dynamic in the show is very interesting, because like you had the fairies, who are ultimate species. I'm guessing an ultimate species is like A rank or S rank. I'm just guessing. But like the fairies are ultimate species. They have the most powerful magic. But you see, like one of them got captured by a C rank monster who had the unique skill. This was a couple episodes ago. The Black Knight, Dark Knight, whatever. Dark Knight Rises. Haha. Batman reference. But that monster had the unique ability where, what was it? Magic doesn't work against him, right? So with that, like he could defeat a fairy who's an ultimate species. It's very interesting that a C rank monster could defeat an ultimate who's what, A rank or S rank. But it's a very niche thing there. But that's very interesting. It's also interesting because they say it's illegal. The receptionist said, right, that it's illegal to tame monsters. But the receptionist knows that the Nekore, Kanade, and others are in a contract. Well, she doesn't know about the others, but she knows probably at least suspects Tanya, but knows for Kanade, that she's in a contract with Rain. But technically she falls under a monster, more of a monster girl. But yes, and so it showcases a difference between the monsters. And a big reason why I bring back up the thing with the fairies and the Black Knight, like an A or S rank and a C rank, is because there seems to be a different hierarchy of monsters, but it's not dependent on power. There seems to be a few different hierarchies. It's very interesting. You can have a C rank in niche cases be an ultimate species, right? But then I think the reason, okay, I don't know if this is making sense, but I'm explaining it clearly. But the reason why it's okay for Rain to have contracted the ultimate species girls, it's because they're not like just animals. They're not so much beast. They're more human-like. They're noetic beings. I don't know how to really word it and explain it properly, but they're more like noetic beings, whereas that behemoth is more of like a sentient being. But its sentience also only goes to a certain extent, right? And I find that interesting because when I first saw that, I thought, okay, well maybe like lower level monsters are only able to have a certain extent of sentience and are not noetic. But then the behemoth was a B rank. And I remembered, well, the Dark Knight, the Black Knight, whatever, was C rank. But they were far more intelligent. They had a greater degree of sentience and they seemed like a noetical being, right? So I'm just bringing that up. Maybe it's a little confusing and I didn't word it the best, but it's just very interesting, the power dynamics in this show. I haven't seen this in any other show. I think this show is very underrated because I've mentioned before, there's a lot of good things in this show that you can take to heart, right? Like behavior to emulate, to grow as a person. I'm reminded of a quote by the character Makunohara Shoko from Bunny Girl Senpai, which is an anime I love very much. This is a tangent, but when I first heard of the anime, I brushed it off as I don't mind if there's a bit of ecchi in a show, but it just seemed like a hardcore ecchi and stuff. But then I saw pictures of it and it looked really sweet and romantic, and I was like, oh, it looks different than the poster would make you think, right? Because I judged it literally by the cover of the anime. And I watched it and it was such a great show. But anyways, Makunohara Shoko, one thing she said was, the main character was, Sakuta, I tried to live every day, trying to be at least a little kinder than I was the day before, right? So this show, I do think, emulates good behaviors and everything. Well, and I'm going to talk about this at the end of the series a lot, because there's a lot for me to say about this. So I'm just touching on it a bit intensely, briefly now. But it has a lot of good things to take to heart, to ponder over, right? Even how Rain, how he left the Yusha's party, right? He was fired from it. He could have went back. He didn't. It was a toxic environment, very toxic relationships. And he grew from that and left it. And him doing that also had an effect on the Yusha's party. Like, it's very interesting. Because again, I've mentioned before how the characters are very simple and straightforward in their tropes. But that's not a bad thing, right? Because it's not bad because they have good character development, right? We've seen Rain grow as a person from when he was first in the Yusha's party to leaving it and meeting Kanata and meeting Tanya and all of them, and it's just really great to see. And also the fact that it is so simple and straightforward, the character tropes, it makes it more apparent. The virtues of the characters, the vices of other characters, behavior to emulate and stuff. Of course, I think people are more complex than the show simplifies, but it makes everything clear cut, right? I do really like the show. I would say I, in fact, love the show. I am hoping for more, obstacles for the main character and for his party, because that just makes it more interesting, right? Better fight scenes and everything, But yeah, I wanted to talk about some of that stuff, and yeah, I've never seen with this show compared to other shows anything like that for this kind of dynamic, power dynamic. That's not the right way to phrase it, but you get what I mean, for the monsters. I've never seen anything like that, where a lower level monster has a unique skill that can make them be a higher level monster, and then you have like some lower level monsters which are more sentient, even noetical, compared to higher ranked ones. The Dark Knight, Black Knight as C rank monster versus Monster Guy, I guess, versus the an actual monster, full monster that was a B rank, the Behemoth. So it actually makes you think, if the C rank Dark Knight thought the Behemoth, who would win? Well, the B rank's more powerful, but the C rank dude is noetical, far more sentient, whatever, however you want to put it, and could probably better strategize and actually, win with a plan. So it's very interesting that the power levels are not clear cut, but then that does beg the question: are the character levels properly assessed? Are they properly ranked? Anyways, I'll leave that there because this is I could say a lot more and go into that, but this will be left for the review of the show. And I will rehash stuff I have said here and in previous episodes, but much more in depth. Anyways, comment below what you think of the power system. What do you think about it? Like, have you seen anything like in any other show? I, to be honest, haven't. Not that I can think of off the top of my head for that type of power structure, especially with the sentient thing of too. Like, it's interesting. I'll think more about why they structured it like that and why whatever has not been reassessed. I guess it goes by what the guild has determined. But the guild didn't based everything just purely off of like magical and physical prowess. Very interesting. But yeah, also comment below what you think about that and everything. Subscribe for more, it helps out a lot, and give it a like, a thumbs up. I do very, very, very much appreciate it. So yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day or night or whatever it is for you, and peace.